Hello and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. It's actually a review I was actually kind of looking forward to after watching the show last night. And this was a very good episode I recommend everybody should check out if given the chance, okay? Pretty much still in Philly at the 2300 Arena, or the ECW Arena as people want to call it. Kicking it off first with a six-man tag. Moose and the North versus RVD, Tommy Dreamer, and Sabu, or, with Super Genie out there with him. Pretty much, if you want to say the ECW originals, of course, they got a big pop out there. This wasn't a bad match. It's actually a good way to kick off an opener, six-man. I will say, Sabu looks the same to me. I did say grew his hair back in last week's review, even though I know it's like a giant bald spot in his head, kind of in the middle. But Sabu still got it. He can still go, which of course the fans still went after some chain wrestling at the beginning of the match with him and I believe Ethan Page. I'm Ethan Page. I meant Josh Alexander. Why do I keep saying Jason Alexander? Josh Alexander out there. Of course, people chanting, like I said, you still got it. Would I say this was almost like a hardcore match in some type of way? Yes, since there were weapons involved. So I guess this was a no DQ or ECW type of thing. Pretty much when both Moose and RVD had gotten the ring in, there was some Moose and RVD chants, but when Moose was getting a chance, there was sucks right after. Pretty much as RVD had hyped up the crowd, he was trying to go for a Rolling Thunder, but Moose had kicked up then. Pretty much RVD hitting him with a spinning heel kick to take him down then after that. Dreamer then coming up next, which I swear to God, I just see Tommy Dreamer everywhere on any show nowadays. He's everywhere, I tells you, but pretty much he was like probably the main worker in this match if you ask me. Pretty much Moose started taking down Dreamer then. He tried to go for a Rolling Thunder himself, but Dreamer got a chair and threw it at his face then. When he tried to do that, people started chanting ECW, of course. Van Dam with a Rolling Thunder / leg drop by Sabu, pretty much doing a springboard from the outside to the inside then. Of course, everybody kind of started jumping out the ring. At one point, Sabu throwing a chair at Alexander several times to his face, even hitting Poetry in Motion. Even Super Genie getting involved, hitting move off the chair also. Pretty much there was a table in the ring. Sabu pretty much was going to set him up for the table, but pretty much Moose and Ethan Page had stopped that then. Pretty much everybody started hitting each other with their almost signature moves at one point. Van Dam hit a Van Daminator on Moose, and Sabu pretty much had Ethan Page on the table. Pretty much him with the Arabian Face Buster with a chair from the top rope. Looks brutal. Van Dam hits the 5-star frog splash for the win. ECW wins, of course. So, not a bad show opening match, I will say that. I kind of expected Ethan Page to take the L on this one, because I kind of found that they kept having Alexander losing. He's kind of a new guy on the roster. You kind of should keep that guy strong. Protects Moose also, I should say, since he didn't take the L right here, but ECW wins, of course. I think this was probably maybe a one-off. Well, Sabu was at that last thing they did over WrestleMania weekend in the United We Stand. Tommy Dreamer, he's just everywhere. Van Dam, I will say Van Dam did better in this match. I'll go with that. So, it wasn't really bad. So, good six-man, good opener for, just the ECW to kill it out there, of course, since it's in the ECW arena, so it's going to work like that. So, not a bad six-man to kick off the show. They then went to Brian Cage for a update on his health. Like I said, I heard there was different things on the Twitch that was informed about his health, but if you watch the stream on that, but pretty much Cage saying, he had a medical update. He was in his couch on his home. He's cleared to train. He isn't cleared to wrestle yet, but as soon as he's cleared, he's going to be back in Impact to, do what he does best. But he got tired of Michael Elgin pretty much bragging about injuring him. So I guess the match, and will be the main event of Slammiversary, will be Brian Cage versus Michael Elgin for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I believe that's going to be in July, if I'm not mistaken, when Slammiversary comes around. So be ready for that. I don't know if Cage will be back at the next set of tapings. I think I don't know if it's today or the next day or two, but we'll see what happens if he's back for those tapings though on that. Pretty much then after Moose had cut a promo in the back saying that he's looked at the situation all wrong about being in teams right now. He was teaming with Killer Kross, but He said Kross was too unstable and selfish. He tried to team with these two clean-cut Canadian guys, but they don't have his back either. So he said, you know, if you're going to do something, you got to do it on your own, okay? So from this day on forward, you will find out why he is Mr. Impact Wrestling, and, you know, known as the name Moose. So I guess he's going to go back to being solo instead of teaming with guys. Because he was kind of teaming with Kross, but that just kind of dropped for some reason. They went on their separate paths. Disco Inferno came out as the crowd was trying to kick his ass. He was out here to cut a promo, something to get off his chest, talking about Tessa Blanchard, because she did make her entrance, and talking about all the women's wrestlers and that Tessa is the most talented. So, you know, he's doing the whole sexist gimmick right now. And pretty much as Don Callis was talking about Disco from commentary, pretty much saying that this women's revolution thing makes no sense, and this road is going to be driving off a cliff, and that, you know, there are bad women drivers these days, and, you know, pretty much it's a car crash waiting to happen, okay? And pretty much says, I know you're third generation wrestler and everything, but I see you've had daddy issues all your life, so tonight I'm going to be your daddy, pretty much. Pretty much as soon as this match started, Tessa Blanchard beat the living hell out of Disco Inferno. Pretty much Disco could not get literally one punch really on this, and pretty much knocked him out with a right hand. This match had to be like a minute if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much with Tessa winning, so I'm kind of glad. I'm surprised this feud didn't go as long as the one with Scarlett Bordeaux, but then I said before, like last week's review, Tessa Blanchard needs to be going for the title. I don't think she really needs to be, you know, in a feud with Disco Inferno, because I know she's a face right now, but I kind of found this was strange, you know, they had Disco moved on to Tessa Blanchard, but since Tessa beat the living shit out of him, I'm assuming this is a one-off thing, because this didn't really have that long of a build to a feud anyway. So hey, the crowd loved Disco getting his ass kicked, so there you go on that. LAX was in the back as you know, Conan and them were pretty much, you know, just sitting there drinking until some smoke started showing from up out of nowhere. They thought it was Scarlett Bordeaux, but Conan said that, you know, this isn't the smoke show because he's got 5 on it. I'm sure you know what that means. I got 5 on it. I cannot sing that song, but I'm sure you all know where this is going. Listen with I'm done playing, but it's still a great song to this day. But pretty much as the smoke was coming in, the Rascals came out, since, you know, their gimmick is them being high all the time. They says they were ready, as Ortiz says, well, y'all ready to drink? And I guess Dez, probably well, Trey's going to try to pick up the drink and everything, but he says, no, don't drink it, we're training our bodies. LAX said, what were you training for? They said, we're facing you guys. As Conan pretty much wanted, did you guys go around making another match again? They said, nah, we ain't make this match. And says, nobody remembers because, you know, these guys are always smoking on a tree and everything. But Conan says, you know, I like you guys, the Rascals. So, you know what? You will get a title shot, okay? It's going to happen. And the match is on. And pretty much, you know, Conan told Trey to, you can take his liquor too. Take Ortiz's liquor. He's been drinking too much anyways. Pretty much he drank the whole thing. As Santana and Conan laughed, Ortiz was like, Trey, you can't do this. It's not right, man. Come on, man, why you taking my drink? So he pretty much, you know, just started yelling. I thought that segment was pretty funny. Melissa Santos then interviewed the Mack and Rich Swan as they were in the main event tonight to take on Michael Elgin and Johnny Impact, as they talk about the assault Elgin did on both of them. Pretty much that, you know, they've been in tough situations before, but they have CART, which stands for Charisma, Athleticism, and Raw Talent. And it says, y'all want the smoke? We got the fire. So, not a bad line. You know, y'all want the smoke, we got the fire. That ain't bad. That's not a bad line. But, pretty much moving on from that, we then went to the Desi Hit Squad to go against the Deaners, Cody and Jake Deaner. Not a bad match. Come on, you kind of expect who's going to win these because, you know, the Desi Hit Squad are the designated job guys of this company, so they just kind of jobbed anyone. I'm not going to say it was a bad match in general. It wasn't even really that bad, but, you know, Cody got the, Cody Deaner, he got the roll-up win over Raj, so they go on that. They then went to a Killer Kross promo. Then pretty much soon right after, pretty much, something I like to call him. I like to say he is the Shakespeare of destruction. I said that on Twitter last night to somebody, and I guess he liked that tweet, just to kind of point that out there. But I called him the Shakespeare of destruction, pretty much, as he pretty much talked about Eddie Edwards, that, that he suffers from a universal disease, and he has a universal remedy, it's truth. As pretty much, Eddie Edwards, he was just trying to help him and everything. Because I see he's dealt with a lot of abandonment issues from his wife leaving him at one point, and then Moose leaving him, his friend. No one doesn't talk about Davey Richards anymore, even though they were a tag team of the Wolves. But hey, that doesn't exist for some reason anymore. Kross pretty much said that Eddie is afraid of being alone, and he's going, he's truly opposite. And tonight, he's going to be truly isolated because, the absence of God himself will be upon Eddie, and that no matter what is told, someone always pays the toll. Good promo from Kross. They then went to Michael Elgin, and who was cutting a promo, pretty much talking about Brian Cage in the back, saying that he was playing dumb, and, for just trying to go Slammiversary against him. And he would hand it to Cage, all right? You do want to fight, but management told him that he's just going to take it from him, okay? And he's going to beat Cage at Slammiversary because he's not going to need an ambulance. He's going to need a hearse for when he's done with him. As Johnny Impact and John E. Bravo pretty much came up as they had the giant red X thing. Since Johnny says, he's got a match at Slammiversary also, since he's going to be cashing in the, I guess, his X Division title shot with that Ultimate X thing he won. And he called both Swan and Mack douche rockets. That sounds lame. Say he's going to coexist with Elgin tonight, and everything's going to be fine. As Elgin said, you just do your part, because we're going to send him to the hospital tonight, okay? And pretty much Johnny acted like his gut was hurting then, his stomach, and he says, somebody needs to call a doctor for these pythons are pretty sick. That sounded very cheesy, but then again, I don't need to go in the whole Johnny Impact's promos. I've been saying that since he was in Lucha Underground with the Johnny Mundo thing. It sounds kind of weird half the time. And then he started talking about, him and Michael Elgin, which I gotta remember now, these Impact Plus, pay-per-view shows, these are canon, just like the Code Red thing they did not long ago, House of Glory and everything, so that does count as part of the show. So I guess him and Elgin are gonna be facing Tommy Dreamer and the Great Muda in a night you can't miss, if you know what I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So that match is gonna be going and start talking about the Pythons and everything, so very corny promo from Johnny Impact, by the way, but shouldn't we be surprised? Next, I would say one of the most brutal, in my opinion, one of the better matches of the night, Killer Kross versus Eddie Edwards in a street fight. Killer Kross had like a flak jacket, almost like a bulletproof vest coming out there. I gotta say, Eddie Edwards took a hell of a fucking beating out there. Let me say that too, okay? Because Eddie Edwards pretty much, as soon as the match started, he pretty much ran to the ring going at Killer Kross. Then Eddie had got a trash can from under the ring, until Kross had hit him with a crazy suplex to the outside of the ring that looked brutal, by the way. Fans started chanting, this is awesome then, and one more time. They almost on their own Killer Kross's side. Because he did it at ringside at one point. Eddie Edwards then pretty much kind of recovered his suicide dive. He pretty much hit a blue thunder bomb on Kross on a trash can. Looked pretty brutal. It started smashing Kross's head with a trash can lid, which Kross no sold, as fans once again chanted one more time. He was able to take Kross down to one knee at one point, but as soon as he still, tried to keep hitting him with the trash can, still didn't work. He got a ladder, then a very tiny type of ladder, to get him in the ring. Then he started hitting him again with the trash can, but Kross pretty much having in the submission, which Eddie used the cookie sheet lid to break out of it. To kick out of it then. And pretty much as he kept hitting Kross with it, Kross did this big super kick, which Eddie collapsed to the ground. He scared the referee down after that. Kross pretty much started taking down Eddie then and hit him with a choke bomb through the ladder. Fans pretty much went nuts for this then after that, going crazy for both guys. He was going to do a brain buster, I believe, on, I think it was a whole bunch of chairs at one point from the top rope, but Eddie pretty much dodged it, hit him with a sunset bomb to the chairs then. Looked pretty brutal. There was some chairs set up in the ring then. Eddie was going to go for the Tiger Driver, but Kross pretty much flipped him over and hit him with a vertebraker. Fans just went nuts for this match. They were really good. I gotta say, the crowd was showing some great energy. This was a very great match, okay? Very great match. But Kross pretty much got up then. He did a choke bomb onto him on the chairs after that. He hit him with his Doomsday Saito and pretty much had to load the glove on. He was going to end this. And then next thing, out of nowhere, Sandman. This was very random. Sandman comes out. I'm surprised Enter the Sandman didn't start playing. Hits Kross with the kendo stick. Eddie hits the Boston Knee Party for the win. And Sandman, dude, what was the last time I really seen Sandman, to be honest? I think he'd have to be a Ring of Honor MLW, which my friend said he looks pregnant because I don't know. Sandman drinks a lot of beer, but I guess he gave Eddie Edwards his kendo stick, so that's Kenny 2.0 since he killed the last Kenny, which I thought they was gonna snap Eddie Edwards back into reality, but I guess he's still hardcore Eddie or crazy Eddie. I don't know where you can go from this. He's still kind of crazy and everything. So yeah, he's still crazy, okay? He's still crazy Eddie for some reason, but Sandman was just random. Like I said, this was a very great match. I enjoyed this match, okay? I really did. I just don't understand why they brought Crazy Eddie Edwards back. But overall, I just say it was a great match. Killer Kross is a fucking beast, okay? Impact, get your shit together and keep this guy, okay? Because there's already rumors I've already said before about him and Scarlett Bordeaux planning to leave Impact. I don't remember what the situation was, but I saw them at Double or Nothing, okay? They were in the crowd at Double or Nothing. So if I was Impact, you need to push this motherfucker to the title. This is your top fucking guy right here. This is a top guy you need in that main event title picture. I don't know when in time yet. He looked like he was going last time when he was kind of involved with the whole Johnny Impact thing, but it's like he just kind of swayed somewhere else right now, fighting Eddie Edwards with this kendo stick thing. So they've done a great job of booking Killer Kross as it is already right now, but this is a guy you need to fucking keep, okay? Because with AEW around, anybody's jumping ship over there nowadays, okay? Because that's where a lot of the money is at right now. We've already seen WWE guys leave, or Ring of Honor guys leave, or New Japan, or even Impact themselves, we know, are in, AEW right now. So come on, look at the shit with Moxley right now, okay? Come on, the guy's just taking shits on WWE as it is already, and he's over there, mostly creative or anybody else. But yeah, Impact, you may get your shit together when it comes to Killer Kross. The guy is money. He's fucking money, all right? Shakespeare of Destruction. Sounds like a t-shirt idea I can make. I think I will. Maybe. We'll see about that. But moving on, no. Pretty much after that, they had Sami Callihan and OVE in the back cutting a promo, talking about Fallah Bahh and how he was punched in the eye. That's why he's wearing sunglasses. And that's Scarlett and Fallah Bahh going to fight the Chris brothers next week. But Callihan pretty much talking about, he's been selling a lot of merch lately around his company. And he said the Knockouts division is strange. You got a demon, a zombie, and a third generation princess who says she's the biggest thing in wrestling. And that Callihan said Tessa will never live up to her father's legacy because a woman will never live up the legacy of man. Where is this coming from? What, is OVE got nobody to, feud with? What are they going to do, feud with Tessa Blanchard now? That's kind of strange that Callihan just kind of cut that promo out of nowhere, because he's not really, I don't really know he's even in the feud with right now after the whole Swan thing, so I don't know where Callihan exists right now, or OVE, so I don't know, we'll wait on that, but pretty much, they said Ohio, take over everything, of course. And then we get into the main event, Rich Swan and the Mack versus Elgin, Johnny Impact. Great tag match, I will say that. Like, I'm not gonna go through every spot on here, but this was some good shit, okay? Like, I don't really see Michael Elgin fly a lot, but it is insane when the guy is like flying out of the fucking ring, okay? It is crazy, alright? The Mack would just I'll tell you, man, this dude just be hitting these Stone Cold Stunners and moonsaults from out of nowhere sometime. Even Swan with a fucking treble paradise at one point after Mack, Johnny hit Mack with a Spanish fly and from the top rope, because all guys, they were on the ground, and the crowd just gave him a standing ovation saying this is awesome. But when it kind of got, Elgin and Impact did some double super kicks. Swan pretty much stopped Elgin from hitting him with the Elgin bomb, which he pretty much pushed Johnny into Michael Elgin, which Elgin pretty much left in pissed off. Johnny tried to call him back. Swan hit him with a lethal injection. 450 splash for the win. Great main event. It does protect Elgin, of course, because he is going to be fighting for the world title at Slammiversary, so we got to make him look strong as possible, which they have done great, by the way, because Elgin, like I said, I don't know where this Elgin was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which I say he wasn't bad over there or anything. I just felt like he kept getting beat by Okada a lot, but I think he just knew he probably got lost in the shuffle over there, and now he's coming over here to kick some ass pretty much. And, the guy just comes off as a cold, calculated killer with his mission statement of hurting people and send them to the hospital. I don't need to make friends. This is about me to make a name for myself. And I guess he's going to do, take the title from Cage when it gets in July at Slammiversary. I don't know yet, but that is the main event right now, as we know. So at least it's going on great in the main event scene. Like I said, Impact, he's still been going against Swan for the X Division title, so that's coming up soon. I think it's Swan's the X Division champion at the time, because he's been in this main event thing a lot, which, you may need to take the title off him and push this guy to the world title when it comes that time. Swan, he puts out some great shit out there. Same with the Mack. Push him for something big, too. So, it was a great tag team main event that I really did enjoy. So, this was a very... Excuse me. Very great show, okay? I enjoyed this show a lot. So I recommend checking out this episode if you can. Mostly for the tag team main event and Killer Kross versus Eddie Edwards in a street fight. I thought that was the most enjoyable parts of the show. Once we got into the second hour of it. So, by any chance, check out, Impact Wrestling if you can. So, like I said, I'm just getting it off from here. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought about the show tonight. If you haven't seen it yet, just tell me what you think about it. Very good shit on there. So, follow me on Twitter at Hooded9890. I don't have to go on the same thing. Comment, subscribe, whatever. I still got a lot of work to deal with throughout the day. I will be back on later on tonight, though. We still have to get through the NXT TakeOver 25 review. That's going to be a big thing tonight also, so I need to prepare for that. But I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.